Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me for another video. Sorry it's a day late. Yesterday I had this amazing energy spurt and I got a bunch of stuff that I've been wanting to do that I've had not one bit of energy for. So I took advantage of it, and by the time I finished I was exhausted. So sorry about the delay, but here I am now. I want to talk about milestones and making sure that you look back and see how far you've come, that you may not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. Because what got me to thinking about that is this Wednesday is a milestone for me. It'll be 1 year. My Independence Day, where I got up enough courage and called the police on my ex and started that ball rolling. And finally, um, last week, that case is almost finished. He pleaded guilty, and so now they're waiting for sentencing. So I am so grateful for that it's finally getting ready to be buttoned up and put away. And I started thinking about how far I've come because, of course, Satan's been lying and saying, oh, you haven't really gotten that far and you haven't improved much. Look what you're still doing. You still have issues. And Friday was kind of a tough session with therapy because I'm going through this mixture of depression and just feeling bogged down because of all the trauma and all the stuff I've been through this past year. Because, trust me, healing is not for the faint of heart. Um, I thought going through the trauma was rough. Oh man, y'all, healing from the trauma is almost as tough. Um, but it's so worth it. Um, I look back and I see the woman that I was almost a year ago. I had already started changing because at that point I was to the point that I'm done. I'm not going to deal with him anymore. I'm going to move on. And I started pushing back, and that's when he started getting worse because I was pushing back. Well, I look back from even then how when that day, even after the police came, took him away, and I had basically, at that point, I was on autopilot. I had cleaned the house because the house was a wreck. It was embarrassing. I mean, everybody had left, but I just got in this mode that I had to clean. So I cleaned the house, went to the courthouse, filed for the protection order, and then came back, and that's when I just fell apart. I guess by then the adrenaline started going down, and I just started losing it. I was already, Satan was working on me. I was scared, wondering, second guessing myself, wondering if I should have called. I mean, I know that was just my insecurities and not knowing what I was going to do next. I was getting all of these oh my goodness, my brain was like on overload. But I tell you what, that night I never slept so much, so bad. I never slept so well that as I did that night. And I look back what I've come from, where I was second guessing every decision that I was making, even the ones I knew that were solid and right on. I was still second guessing myself because I wasn't used to making being affirmed for my good decisions, or even that my decisions were taken seriously. I went from that to where I am now, where last week I had a guy that I had um, met a couple of times. He was an acquaintance with um, a group I belong to. I don't want to say the group because I don't want to disparage the name because the group is absolutely fantastic. But it's a patriotic group. And this guy, I had gone on a couple of meetings with him. Well, we had gone to the same meetings. And so he messaged me through Facebook wanting to know if when the next time he's in town, I'm going to go for coffee. Oh my goodness, that was so scary. But I said, well, yeah, I'll do it. Just coffee and, a sandwich or something. Well, we were conversing back and forth, messaging, what do you like, what do you dislike, that sort of thing. And in the midst of that, he propositioned me. I mean, y'all, I was so furious. I'm like, I'm like, he did not go there. Well, sure enough, he did. I mean, we're acquaintances at best, belonging to the same organization. Doesn't even know me, and he's gonna proposition me. I was furious. I immediately snapped back, put him in his place, said, look, I am not some piece of meat to get your jollies off of and then go on your way. I am someone who is to be respected and to be cared for. If you can't deal with that, too bad. And I immediately unfriended him and I blocked him because I am to the point to where I'm not giving second chances. Because someone like that, propositioning me and I'm an acquaintance at best, what did he do with others? So, no, I'm done. And that's how far I've come. Because there was a time that I would have just dealt with it, said flat out no, and still gone to grab a cup of coffee with him and tried to do what I could to please him. Y'all, I'm happy being single. I mean, yeah, I would like to know what it's like to be loved by a man for who I am, to truly love me. But if it's not God's will, I'm alright with that. I'm alright being single and focusing on my life, my goals, my passions. And that has that is a huge milestone to where I was. I mean, now mind you, when I first left and when I first had the police officers remove him from my home, I was scared to even think of possibly dating. And to be honest, I'm still scared. That'll come in time. But before that, I couldn't picture myself not having someone in my life because I felt that my purpose was to have someone in my life, to be married or have a man in my life that I wasn't, I guess that I wasn't worth something unless I had a man in my life. I don't think that way anymore. I realize that my worth is not dictated by anything in this world, that God dictates my worth. And that is such a huge milestone. And I'm saying these things not to say, hey, look at me where I've come from. It's to help you realize that you can get to where I am. Believe me, where I am now took a lot of work, and it's taken a lot of work because I am nowhere near where I want to be. I am going through trauma right now, not trauma, trouble right now where I will have days where I barely want to do anything, that if I didn't have work to get up and do, like, my job, I wouldn't get out of bed. Um, my babies, yeah, they're grown, they're adults, but they're still my babies. They are what keeps me pushing through because I'll be totally honest with you. There are days that I don't want to get out of bed, that I just want to stay in bed, covers over me, wrapped up in my covers real tight, and just shut out the world. And I do allow myself that on Saturdays. Saturdays, since I don't really generally have anything to do, I'll stay in bed as long as I want to. I don't push myself on Saturdays. I don't make schedules. I don't make appointments or anything for anything earlier than Saturday afternoon, if at all. That's my day to just relax. And so what happened yesterday, I get into a major major energy spurt and I get things done. But I stayed home all day. I didn't go anywhere yesterday. This morning when I got up to go to church for the first time, I've been anywhere in like, I don't know, almost 48 hours. So I needed that time. And I felt good that I was so productive. And my therapist helped me realize, he said, celebrate the victories. Even if all you do is get that sink full of dishes emptied and the dishes washed or put in the dishwasher, whichever, and get them done. Even if that's all you do is clear out the sink, you've done something. And focus on that. Focus on the little victories. If you find it hard to get up and get dressed because you work from home like I do, celebrate the fact that you got dressed. That's the one thing I do, even though I work from home. 98% of the time, I at least throw on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. I mean, I don't put on makeup. I'll pull my hair back in a ponytail, and I'm good. But I at least throw on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, even if I don't plan on going anywhere today, on that day, because that helps get my mind going. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be productive and do something. But that's just me. But there are days when, even though I've got work that day, I stay in my house clothes. And because that's what I need. I give myself what I need for the day. And that's what you need to do. You need to take care of yourself. But in part of taking care of yourself is by looking where you've come from. If you're one that just left your abuser, congratulations, you did something. Don't worry about how you're second guessing yourself and how you're wondering if you did made the right decision. You did. You absolutely did. If you felt the need that it was so bad that you had to leave, you absolutely did the right decision. And it's hard because I can't tell you how many times I second guessed myself throughout this year. For the first 6 months, I was scared out of my mind. I started feeling better after the divorce. The divorce was final on October 21st of 2020. And that's when I started feeling better. And even then, the day before the divorce was final, I'm like, am I doing this? Am I right? Should I just put a stop to it and cut my losses with the lawyer and everything? But every time I start second guessing myself, a memory pops up, or my ex said something or did something that got back to me that made me realize, no, I'm making the right decision. It's hard. I've been told that, I have changed like night and day since that time. And I'm starting to see it. I see how I'm singing more at church. I'm worshiping more. I'm seeing my outgoing self. Y'all, I used to be so outgoing. I used to be to the point to where there were no strangers with me, only friends that I haven't met. That was my mindset. I mean, I had the mindset, I meet you, talk with you for 10, 15 minutes, we're friends. I'm helping you no matter what. And I got out of that because of all the abuse. I was scared to let people back in. It was a trauma response. It was a self-defense thing. And now I'm starting to put the walls down slowly, but the walls are going down. I notice even myself, I'll catch myself going up to somebody, talking with them. Hi, how you doing? And having a conversation when I may not have talked to them before, like at church or something. And I want you to celebrate those milestones, especially the little ones. We all say celebrate the big milestones, like a year anniversary of the journey starting, or, huge milestones. And yeah, you should. I'm celebrating on Wednesday when it's the year anniversary. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be doing. I took the day off so that way I can allow myself to feel whatever feelings I have and about the day, and don't have to worry about, work or anything. But I pretty much have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. But celebrate the little stuff especially, because the little stuff leads to big stuff. Celebrate that you got up, got dressed, even if it was a pair of blue jean, pair of old ratty blue jeans and a t-shirt, and you went out for a drive. You did something. Or if you got up, stayed in your PJs all day, but you got dishes done. Don't look at the fact that you need to vacuum or that you got an inch worth of dust on your TV and your pictures and everything. Just celebrate the fact that you got the dishes done. And that you ate a meal. You know, it would go through days I'd forget to eat because I was going through such deep depression. And even now, I gotta watch myself and make sure that I eat at least one meal a day. I try to eat at least 2 meals a day. I'm trying to lose weight. I have a goal to lose enough weight so I can ride horses again. So I'm trying to be more mindful. But I'm also giving myself grace, and I've talked about this many times. And my therapist hammers it into my head constantly to give myself grace. You know, if one particular day I'm feeling depressed and I just want to eat out of comfort, and then I realize afterwards, by the end of the day, oh my goodness, how much did I eat? I don't bash myself. I say, okay, tomorrow's another day. I'm going to get back on that wagon. And I eat better the next day. And that's what I'm suggesting, is that you realize that you're not going to go every day perfect. You may still be going up, but it's not going to go a straight line up. You're going to go up, over, maybe down a little bit, then up again, then maybe a straight line where you're not going up or down. And look, even on times when you're not making any improvements, celebrate the fact that you're not going backwards. I had to learn that I look back and I think, oh my goodness, what did I do? Look at what I did. Or I'm not making any progress. And then I look deeper and realize, well, I didn't go down. I didn't digress. So that's a victory in of itself. Celebrate every little victory, no matter how mundane or how little or even how foolish it seems. Because it's those little victories that add up. And next thing you know, you've got one huge victory. So celebrate the milestones. Celebrate the victories, no matter how small. And just keep on keeping on. And as I say almost every video, give yourself grace. And believe me, I'm reminding myself of that too. Because trust and believe, I am so hard on myself. I am harder on myself than I am on anyone else combined. And my therapist has to keep reminding me, give yourself grace. So I'm telling you, give yourself grace. And when you come to those milestones, look for milestones. Sometimes I have to do that too. To look for the milestones, to look for the little victories. Even if it's a little victory is way better than a fall down. And if you do fall, get back up. Just get up, brush yourself off, and start on that road again. Because you'll get there. You've gotten this far. I've gotten this far. I'm now almost a year out. And in that year, I have come so far. And it's literally by the grace of God and a lot of therapy. So if you're not getting therapy, I highly, highly encourage you to get therapy. I know where I live, there's a lot of opportunity for free therapy. Check it out and look for a therapist that is a good fit for you. I happen to find one pretty much first try. He and I clicked, and we come to find out we're very like-minded, and that helped. Um, but if you find a therapist and it doesn't seem to be a good fit, don't hesitate to seek out another one, because you need to heal, and you can't heal if your therapist isn't a good fit. And it's not to say the therapist is bad. I've in the past gone to therapists and I've actually left because they weren't a good fit and went to a different therapist. So find one that fits. And again, celebrate the milestones. Celebrate the victories. Focus on the victories. Because when you start focusing on the victories, then they start mounting up pretty quick. Well, y'all have a great week. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I really appreciate y'all. And as always, like and share these videos, because if it could just help one person, then I feel that my work is done. You guys have a good week. Bye.